What is up, crypto hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack our cryptocurrency, blockchain, and metaverse education. If you guys are brand new here, I try to simplify everything down to its basics about the blockchain space as a whole. If that sounds good to you and you want to support that, it's free. Smash that like button with subscribe and click notifications to get a notification whenever this video comes out. Now, on this episode, I'm going to be going over the 5 ways that you can return on your investment in the metaverse. Now, I get this question a lot because as the CEO and founder of Sandstorm, the largest platform for metaverse builders, where we connect brands with metaverse builders, I get this question every single day. How am I going to make return on my investment? So what I've done for this video is I boiled it down to 5 ways. And these are very straightforward ways. They're not easy necessarily, but there are different ways of looking at this. Now, Sandbox is not live. They're in their alpha season 3 at the time of recording this, but Decentraland is open and it is wide open. So there's a lot of area where you can go in there and explore around. Now, Sandbox is taking the approach of doing these hype cycles around alpha season where they're making sure there's enough builds and content in that space to make people excited, have a good experience, and come back. Because if they open it up all at once, there's going to be open areas like there is in Decentraland. Decentraland started the opposite way. Instead of doing hype cycles, they are just doing these sort of open from the start, and people come in and they build at their own leisure. There's events and things like that with a lot of really good functionality, a lot of brands getting involved because it's open, but ultimately there's not really a game layer on Decentraland right now. So you have this open, vast area where there's builds every once in a while when you're walking around. But ultimately, there are a few aggregate areas where a lot of events take place, and they're called districts. So what I want to do today is in these 5 ways that you can get some return on investment, it's going to be overlapping both of these because Sandbox has incredible features to start, and those are going to be coming out more and more and more through these alpha seasons until beta rolls out. And then you have Decentraland that has this functionality. So as a brand, there's no reason why you can't be involved in both and have that spectrum of functionality. And as Sandbox comes out fully, you have both of those levers that you can pull that are different experiences, but different functionality and a really cool way of having a brand presence in the virtual world. Now, to start, I want to go through events with musicians. This is something Snoop Dogg has pioneered. A lot of incredible musicians like Justin Bieber and Travis Scott have really done this in the Web 2 world with things like Fortnite and Roblox and Minecraft, where they've had these concerts with millions of people showing up. And they really blazed the trail here for the Snoop Doggs of the world to come in to the open metaverse, the on-chain metaverse, and experiment with that, having NFT gating for the tickets. Core foundation of making a return on an investment in the metaverse is going to be around NFT gating. Now, this is just a basic concept of I own this NFT in my wallet, therefore I can enter in through XYZ. Bored Ape Yacht Club, a very popular project, pioneered this very smartly with their NFT that was a PFP or profile picture project of an ape, and that gained access to a yacht club where you could get different features. Now they're rolling that into their own metaverse called The Other Side, and I'm really excited to see what they're doing there. But I do want to focus on Decentraland and Sandbox because NFT gating is live in Decentraland. It's not live in Sandbox. Meshing those two together, we're going to talk about NFT gating. So if I'm a musician that's internationally known and I sell my tickets through StubHub or whichever avenue I use, ultimately, this is going to move into an NFT. I think everybody can agree for me to get access to a nightclub in the metaverse, I'm going to need this NFT in my wallet. I can then enter it and see a whole new array of experiences, a whole new array of assets that I can interact with, games, wearables, all sorts of things. That access point is a paywall. And it's very important for brands to understand that if I want to monetize up front, I can do that. I can have an NFT that is for sale. You buy it, you come in, you get access to all of this cool unseen content, like a Patreon kind of style, where if you're paying, you get access to exclusive content that's available in the virtual world. A really important part to NFT gating is age restrictions. This is just a core part of business where you have alcohol brands that can't advertise to people that are under 21, and they're going to sell NFTs that only 21-year-olds are allowed to purchase from, let's say, their website or a widget on their site. As long as that's in the wallet, they can enter into this experience. The second way being that free-to-play way where you upsell with NFTs within an event. So if I want every one of my fans to come in, they come in for free. They have to have a little bit of dust in their wallet so that they can actually, transact when they come in. But once they come in, I am able to have vendors within my experience that are selling digital goods like wearables and avatars and different dance moves and things like that, music NFTs, all different things as vendors within my experience. And I get royalties from that transaction. The best way to think about this is I went to a concert called Outside Lands in San Francisco when I lived there with my now wife. And we went there, we saw Odessa and some incredible bands, but the concert had vendors all around the edges of Golden Gate Park. People were, lined up all around, all these different vendors. And what if in the virtual world, every single item that was sold had a royalty that went back to Outside Lands as the entity? Now, of course, that did happen as, a vendor has to pay for a booth in an IRL concert. But let's say I pay cash, maybe that gets lost in translation a little bit, and I don't get my concert fee for hosting that vendor. I know there's a lot of different intricacies here that I'm not touching on, but what's important to know is in the virtual experience, if I'm going up to a vendor and I can quickly buy a shirt that populates on me from someone that's standing there that says Outside Lands, that is a transaction that goes to maybe the artist of the shirt. It goes to me as the host of the experience as a whole. And it goes to the person that's sitting there and actually, facilitating questions and things like that about the merch. It could be NPCs even to remove that fee. But I do think that there is a huge commerce component here that a lot of people don't think about when they think about a full experience with vendors selling all different types of digital goods all around you when you enter it. All my app developer friends out there, this is like in-app purchases. Once you come into an experience, you have all this array of these different assets that you can purchase. Now, similar to the physical world, you have real estate developers that go out, they purchase plots of land, they'll go and get a permit for it to be constructed on and sell it for 3 or 4 times, maybe even 5 times what they purchased it for because it has that new permit on it. And other developers will actually build on it and then sell it, of course, because they've increased the value dramatically and they could sell it for 10x or 20x what they purchased the land for, invest some time, resources, and effort into getting that up and then selling it. This is going to be a multi-billion-dollar space where you have studios, like there's hundreds of studios on Sandstorm. You have them going in, they're going on and creating all these incredible experiences. But I think one that a lot of people are sleeping on is offices. Now, Sandstorm's partnered with an awesome company called Immersed. They are working on VR work. So people that have like this full experience in Immersed. And I think that a really powerful and cool up and coming space that a lot of people don't talk about, Immersed is at the forefront of this, but office space and workspace in the metaverse is just totally underrepresented and not spoken of. This is going to be a massive space here. So the real estate developers or the studios developing in the metaverse, they're going to come in and basically create these commercial real estate style office buildings and experiences. I think that's going to be a mega space. So you have your people that are, leasing for events, we'll call it. You have your people that are leasing for buildings like office space. I think that there's going to be a lot of different types of events with gaming coming into this space where you have arenas that you can lease out and all sorts of really cool, fun amphitheaters and movie screening facilities and things like that for indie films. And there's just a lot of potentials for leasing after you've developed that land, because that is like putting equity into the land and then you're able to actually monetize that through monthly recurring rental payments. So that can be done through a smart contract. That can be done through various different types of subscriptions. And I think that there's a really exciting part happening there that I'm seeing a lot of movement in, but a lot more on that later. The last one that I have written down here, number 5, is selling ad space. This is something that Sandstorm has really done a great job of. This is something that I've seen a lot of other projects working on right now. Is in Decentraland, for example, there's billboards everywhere. So to recap, the 5 best ways that brands are going to be making money in the metaverse. So 1 is concerts, 2 is NFT gating, and 3 is going to be your wearables and your fashion and the ability to actually connect it to physical merch. If I buy a shirt in the physical world right now that is a black shirt that you're seeing, why is this shirt more valuable than one that I would buy in the virtual world? They're both virtually. You're watching me on a screen right now. If I were to wear this shirt in the metaverse, I think I would pay more actually to have it on my avatar than just on my person that you're watching right now, because it is just an exact resemblance of me. I want it to look like me. It's self-expression. And this is going to be a mega space here with fashion. We're already seeing it in Decentraland. Metaverse Fashion Week happened. Hugely popular event that took place. Gucci and a lot of these big brands are coming in with wearables because they realize self-expression is going to be huge in the metaverse. The 4th one is renting space, leasing space. Like I said, it could be office space, it could be event space, like an atrium. It could be all sorts of movie theaters, all sorts of really cool event spaces. And real estate, property management, I think is going to be massive. And the last one is selling ad space. So those are the 5 that I think are going to be all probably billion-dollar industries within the metaverse. And what are your thoughts? Leave me a comment below. Slap a like on this video if you like it. The link to Sandstorm will be in the description, so definitely check that out. For this episode, I will see you on the next episode here on Hack Crypto.